Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. This is Let's Play Train Simulator. I don't know if this will be my last video of 2021. It's definitely not the last one I recorded in 2021, but maybe the last one I publish. I may have another one. I don't know what's going to happen here yet. But I do know for sure that I do need to play this scenario, and this is my last scenario on the main Mariah's Pass pack. Obviously, we have wood from Kalispell that's down here as well. That's already been explored. And as you can see, I pulled off 1,000 on that. I had a weird speeding penalty on that one, so only $9.95. Right at the very end, I somehow didn't quite get down in time for a speed limit. I thought I had it. In any case, last scenario is Blackfoot bus. This is listed as an 80-minute scenario, which means it can be anywhere from 60 to 100 minutes. You can see a number of other scenarios here as well. For example, the Burlington Northern 206, which uses an SD42. We have the Empire Builder scenarios, which are passenger scenarios, I presume. Over the Top, which is a Burlington Northern as well. This is the GP38, the only one from that pack that's career. The Long Climb, which is a heritage. The Toil and Trouble, which is heritage. And then we basically have that last one, which is already done. So that's what we have coming up later on Mariah's. But not yet. We have a lot of other standard scenarios to do as well. We're not going to be hanging around the career tab because career is stressful. Career can be a nuisance to do if you're trying to record them and show that you can do well at them. So, yeah, we're going to do these as time goes on. You can see they all have varying difficulties from 3 to 4 as well, with the exception of the 2 from the original route. That's kind of funny. But in any case, Blackfoot Bust, here we go. Mariah's Pass, final one of the original set, not counting the hauling the harvest grain, which I may or may not do. We'll see about that one in the future. In the meantime, let's get started. Hi, you've been called to drive today's freight train from Shelby to Essex. Oh my. You take over from the previous driver here and will take the train as far as Blackfoot, where you have a scheduled stop to allow a priority train to pass. Good luck. Okay, so we're not going all the way to Essex, which it is on the route, so I'm surprised they're not making us go all the way to Essex. We're going to be stopping at Blackfoot. That's why it's called Blackfoot Bus. Let's get in the cab. It's going to take a little while to get up to speed here, it looks like. So we are going to have a timetable. It's raining, by the way. We're going to have a timetable. We have a green signal, so I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm just going to go ahead and get on the map. We're going to take a look at what's going on the map. Only 5 tasks, so let's see what we're doing. We're starting way back here. You saw the first checkpoint was very close. That's the Teton one that's coming up there. Right there. You may remember from the Christmas scenario, we crossed from track 1 in order to get there. We crossed from track 1. There's a train coming. We'll look at him in a second. We're going to continue to Cut Bank. We're going to continue to Piegen. We're going to go to the west one, so that's a very short transition. Then we're going to stop at Blackfoot, which is well before Glacier Park, which is down here somewhere. So we're not going anywhere near where we started. Remember that Christmas when we started at Glacier Park? It was a 2-hour drive. We're not going all the way. We're fine. So today we are going to be driving train number 7218. Hey, I remember that one. I remember that one very well. Whoops, didn't want to do that. We also have 7391, 7382, and that's it. We may have another one on the back, which no we don't, just Energy Line cars. So there you go. Now, if we look on top of the train, we should have the right train number over us as well when we bring that up. I can't really see it under my camera right now, so we're going to try and change the view to get a better view. Yeah, 7218, there you go. So we know that's coming. You see the train coming up, 7201. Now, we have timetables. We have to arrive at Teton by 7:03, which we're not up to a good speed already, so this might be difficult. We might be putting ourselves way behind way early, which is not a good way to start this. It looks like it's a 68-minute scenario based on the arrival time, so 80 minutes this is not. So a little over half a mile. Well, we can make this. We can make this. It's after this I'm not sure about. Of course, the ETA is telling us otherwise, but we can make this. Little loading leg there. The rain's going to really enhance our leg in these in this scenario. Unfortunately, there's some water getting a extra burst of water added to it. Figure that one out. So we're going to hide this now. Yep, we're going to make the goals. It's going to be after this I don't know about. So we have a green over red, which means we're good to go. The other line also is a green over red because the train just came through. I almost said a chain. A train just came through. Timeliness bonus of 200. Each task is worth 200. One penalty ruins your perfect score. There you go. A typical scenario nowadays, not like the Sherman Hill batch. We are not taking the junction because that goes to a siding. Actually, it goes to a Y. That goes to one of the Ys. So I guess it's the Teton Y or something like that. Or it's just a line that goes in that... Oh, that's the Sweetgrass sub. Okay, that's the Sweetgrass sub. Never mind. That goes to Sweetgrass. I forgot that's where that was. In fact, I think we went down the Sweetgrass sub to take those cars in the Shelby Grain Organization scenario, whatever that was called. Shelby Grain Assembly, I guess it was. I don't know. So we're going to just make sure we don't speed. I'm going to put a light brake application on. I'm going to keep the gas going because I want to go up to 50 in a moment. I don't want to cut too much gas. So for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just put a little brake application on to control our speed. This looks like it's doing a good job. I'll take that off in a moment, and we're going to go ahead and boost up further in speed. Okay, let's go ahead and release it. We are now on a 0.7% uphill gradient. Our next task arrival time is apparently 7:30 and change. We have to be there by 7:31. So as long as we don't lose too much time on the on this leg of the journey, we should be good. But we already are losing time because we're not at the speed limit. Go figure. So easy, they say. Then they give you a speed limit. Now we are going to have other lower speed limits on the way, so we are going to have to watch our signs, and I will at times probably be very quiet because I want to pay attention to those signs. In any case, we had a, you just saw my Christmas scenarios, and you also saw since then, you would have seen the last scenario, which is Wood from Kalispell. So that's, that in addition to the 4 scenarios means that we've already seen a good 9 scenarios with this one from Mariah's Pass. So this should give you a good sample of what Mariah's Pass looks like for anyone who's still waiting to pick it up, wanting to figure out if it's a good idea to get something this old. You've seen some good content. The scenarios in this one, if you're into career scenarios, these career scenarios so far have not been that bad. I haven't even finished this one yet, but the first timing looks good. I was a little slow, so I'll confess that. But the first timing looks good even with that consideration. I'm going to assume the rest of the timings have a little leniency as well. So far, I'm going to say this scenario is probably pretty good. And I'm just speculating. We're going to find out as we go. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing this one right now. And then we're going to move on to play something else for a while, because that's what you do. And I've already got, like I said in other scenarios, I've already got more Cahoon Pass scenarios recorded. 2 tutorials with the SD40 and then 3 scenarios with the SD40. One of them is actually a really neat shunting scenario where you have to go back and forth in 1 yard and pick up 7 different sets of cars. Then you have to go get your helper engine, and then you have to go in one direction to get somewhere. They have to go back in the other direction to get your destination, which is a pain in the butt. So, yeah, that's an interesting setup for that scenario. It's not a career scenario. It actually is a standard scenario, so you can take your time. And I actually had a fun time playing that scenario, so stay tuned for that one. I don't remember what it's called, but I know there's another scenario called Cahoon Pass where you have to go into the pass, wait for a rock slide to be cleared. You don't have to wait long. Yeah, there's one more scenario on top of that as well. So, yeah, there's going to be 4 more videos coming up for Cahoon Pass. Those are the next things you're going to likely see on this channel. I do want to at some point revisit Sherman Hill, and I also have to try to visit Steam Locos as well. I might start with that in the UK because I already have a one called the Flying Scotsman. I'm not talking about a service with a class that goes from a certain station. I know there's a service also called the Flying Scotsman, but this is a train called the Flying Scotsman. And it's the Black Wartime variant, I believe. And this one has a scenario on London to Brighton. So I already want to return to London and Brighton with a special pack from UKTS to explore 4 different trains there. I might have to throw in the 455 on Portsmouth Direct Line before I do that, but I do want to explore Steam using that scenario. That'd be a tutorial on the train, and then that scenario. I can also try and bring out the old model of the big boy on Sherman Hill. And I'm going to speed. Let's make sure I don't do that, because I have a sign coming. Well, I'm going to go 55 in a moment anyway, so I'm going to put the throttle back on and just use the brakes. That'll do. Okay, that'll work. Let's pay attention, shall we? But yeah, I want to do the Sherman Hill with the big boy at some point, and I think Flying Scotsman's a good way to introduce steam, so I can get a little bit of steam on both sides of the pond. German steam, I don't think there's a lot of it on Steam, ironically. So I'm going to assume German steam is not something I'm going to put on my immediate future, but I think there might be 1 or 2. I'm just not in a hurry to do those because there's just so few of them. And there's so many electric trains you can play with in the UK, in Germany, that are just so much fun to drive. Compared to some of the UK stuff. Sorry, Britain. Some of their stuff is cool. I only played one route, and I know some of their stuff is cool. There's just so much UK stuff. I'm spending more time in the UK. Even than the US. But I still want to take that US version of the Voyager and bring that to the US rail. I still want to use that on Mariah's Pass. I might even dare throw one in on Stevens Pass if I can help it, because it'd be fun to just see that different locomotive on that route and have a little fun with it. As long as the rail gauge supports it, I'd like to do that. And there are enough passenger services on this particular route that we could get away with. Can I get more speed, please? I could get away with using the US Voyager, so that should not be a problem. I mean, let's look at the stations on this route. I'm curious now. Obviously, way back here we had Shelby. We know Shelby is back here, so that's the first station on the route. There's nothing beyond that. Teton was not a station, but the next station is coming up, and it is in the area up here, I believe. Is it? Yeah, right here. So there's Cut Bank Station. We would continue on. We're going to look for another green line. How's my speed? I'm still not going anywhere. Oh, there's a 50 coming up. Let's, or that's a 60. Never mind, it's a 60 coming up. So we don't have to worry about our speed for a while. So the third station on the route, right there, I believe. So that is Browning. So that's the third station. That's a very whoa, that's a very tiny station as well. Glacier Park doesn't have a station. Nope. Summit doesn't have a station because it's just on a mountain, so that's not going to be a station. That is nothing. So yeah, Browning to Essex might be the way to do this, because Essex is the fourth station. We're not going to worry about the Sweetgrass station because it's out of the way on the other line. So we're not going to worry about Sweetgrass, but Essex is right there. And I know Whitefish is over at the end. There's 1 or 2 more along this area as well. So if we continue along here, I'm sorry to give you a lot of viewing of the map here. Actually, you know what? There is no other station in the middle here. Between Essex and Whitefish, there's no station. And Kalispell doesn't have a station down here. Plus, something I learned is that the line down here is no longer in service. So basically, at some point around here, the line picks up again and it's back in service. So, yeah, so it looks like there's 5 stations, and I think having a service going from, specifically between Browning and Essex, and then a return journey would be a neat way to bring the Voyager to the U.S., to Mariah's Pass, because it'll be a special service over the pass, and then a return trip to get back to the other side. You can pay, and obviously customers can pay to take both trips, or they can pay just take one trip and get a ride from the other location. So if they want to take both trips, they can do that. So I don't I think it's really cool. We're only going to drive one leg if we do that, obviously. But it would be cool to take the Voyager along that particular route. And if I were to decide on a second one, we'd have to put some kind of blockade in for the second one to make things a little more interesting. So yeah, that would be a cool idea for a scenario, and I really am thinking about doing that. But if someone else wants to do that before me, please do. I will play it. I will play it if you bring the U.S. Voyager to Rise Pass. I want to see that. Do something interesting with it. I want to see it. And at a minimum, it has to include Essex and Browning. That'd be a long enough journey as it is, actually. That's probably a couple hours easily right there. Because remember, the other scenario started south of Essex and it went to Browning as the finish point. And that was already a super long scenario. That was something like 2 hours for that one. An hour and 10 minutes, I think, maybe. So, yeah, I'm probably only going to do that once just because it's such a long scenario. But because I started near Essex for the other scenario, I'm going to suggest to have this one start at Browning if you make it. So Browning to Essex would be the way to go, I think. We haven't explored the pass from the other side yet. We're not quite getting to do so today because we're going to stop at... No, wait, we're not going to Essex. We're only going to Browning, I think, right? No, Blackfoot. We're only going to Blackfoot. So yeah, Browning to Essex is definitely a good way to do that scenario set, I would think. And I would suggest that if you want to make that scenario. And I will play it. Special rail tour. I want to climb the pass the other way and see if it's any harder. So we seem to have moved into a fortuitous downhill. It's a very, very light down here. In fact, we're showing on flat ground right now, but it is, our train is finding some small downhill patches here. It looks like maybe a 0.2% gradient up ahead by my estimation. Might be a 0.3. We're losing time on the objective, which is unfortunate. But we just have to get to the speed limit. That's the problem. If we can get to the speed limit, we might be able to save some seconds. Ooh, that was a bit of a lag, wasn't it? That was really loading something. Great, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do the best we can to make up time right now because we are getting to 50 or to 60 right now. So that's going to help us for our objective. There is another train coming right now. That is service number 7232 coming in the distance. There you go. We have a whistle board, so I might as well use the whistle boards. Not that anyone can cross anyway right now. The one that no one can cross anyway is the one that I wake up and blow the horn for. Go me. We have an uphill coming, so I'm just going to control my speed before we cross into 61 by accident. And then we're going to find ourselves impaled on the hill anyway. Ooh, impaled, that's a good word. So there's the gradient. Let's go ahead and take that throttle back and put it back to 100% and not lose any speed if we can help it. We're still losing time on this. I'm a little worried about this, actually. I'm worried. Yeah, we're losing time now. We're going to drop below 60. Now, this is a very, very small uphill, so we're going to get the speed back right away. It's just a matter of getting to the timing on time. Right now, I think the timing will be about a half minute before what you're seeing, so we're probably going to be okay. But man, that keeps going down. Or that keeps going up, rather. I'm not happy about that. It's just worrying when you see the speed ticking down. You're being told you have to be here at a certain time. It's a freight train. Who cares? Just worry about driving safely. That's what we need to worry about. The greens continue. I thought it was going to be a short uphill, but no, the uphill is continuing. We're on a 0.4 gradient now, so it's smoothing out a little bit. We might get a... Nope, we're not getting anything back. I thought we might, but we're not. A little bit of a bounce there in the train. No, we're losing too much time. I think we're going to be late. I actually think we're going to be late. And I can't do anything about it. It's just going to snowball at this point. We're now 3.7 miles under the speed limit. There's a 55 coming up anyway. That's actually going to help me a little bit, because now we just got to drop off the last 0.3 there myself. That means we're going to have no problem with speed in this section. So that's actually going to help me. I hope we can actually gain speed again when we get back in the 60, because we're going to need that. So the natural uphill did help us get down for the speed limit, but we're actually gaining time now, which is good, but we have to somehow maintain that speed. That is currently impossible. And we have that 60 as we continue to go uphill, so I think we're being timed on the uphill in a very unfortunate fashion. So the answer to the question of if it's hard going uphill the other way, the answer is yes. That is the answer. And that uphill is not stopping. It's actually a 1.0 uphill gradient now. So, wow. Our ETA has been holding, but now it's going back up. It's getting later again because we just can't hold our speed. It's going to just shoot up now that we're in the 60. But yeah, this is going to be a tough scenario to be on time for. You have to be setting off right away, and you have to be on point with your timings. We're still 10 minutes away, or I should let me rephrase that. We're still 8 miles away from our stop, from our go via point. Is it stop or go via? They're all go via, yeah. So you have to drive recklessly and get up to speed fast if you want to succeed. There you go. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. You have to drive recklessly. Even then, you might not make it. I hate these uphill scenarios sometimes. I really do. We didn't get to have the casual downhill to Shelby. We have to start from Shelby and go uphill instead. There you go. We didn't even get to do the... Well, we did get to have the trip into Whitefish, but it wasn't a career scenario. Oh boy. 50.6 and a 60. That's not going to look good. That's not good at all. Here's the flat ground. We're finally going to get some speed back on the flat ground and the downhill following it. So we still have to fight this 0.7, which is starting to smooth out. We're back to 1.0 for a moment. But are we going to be able to get back enough time when we get up to speed? That is the question. And I do not have the answer to that question yet. The good news is it's very hard to speed early on in this scenario. That is the good news. Come on, get those miles back. I know you're weak, but get those miles back. So there is a downhill coming up. I'm going to have to be reckless and kind of burst in the downhill here. That's how you do whistleboard. You have to be going at decent speed for those to count. If you're going 20, it just takes forever to reach those whistleboards. Or the crossings after them, I mean. Now what is our speed coming up? Oh yeah, now we get a 30. Thanks, game. Now we get a 30. We gained a lot of time back, though, so this is actually good. We're gaining time in this section. Can we get down in time, please? Trying to punch that brake down, but I'm not even worried if that was a whistleboard right now. I'm not going to get down in time. I can't. I cannot. Oh my gosh, I did it. How did I get that down in time? Oh man, I punched that down in a hurry. I'm going to be honest, I'm legitimately impressed with myself on that one. I didn't think I was going to get that down. That was a very tight drop in speed. And I had to get that up to 75% brake and it still wasn't going because the downhill. Okay, that's not what I want to see. We're going to gain some time back now in this section for sure. There we go. We're getting there now. There's the downhill I'm seeking. Really, we're on a 0.8 downhill gradient. You're not gaining speed profusely. I am shocked. I am shocked at this. I'm also lagging profusely, which we won't discuss. You saw that shunt signal for the crossing. There's actually that siding there that it applies to. So there you go. I'm going to run brakes on a 12% gradient because apparently I need this 12% gradient to get down the hill. I am gaining time though. So this is working in to my advantage right now. Having this just over the speed limit, I'm gaining some time. Go away. Get back down to 30 and we'll release again. There's the goal up ahead. We are 95 hundredths of a mile away, almost a full mile away. 30 miles per hour means we're going to be there in 2 minutes. We're going to be okay for this. We're going to make this. We are on time, but just. If I set off a little quicker, it would have been a little better for us. There is a siding. There's some cars over there. Those look like, are those cement chutes? I forget exactly what those are. I'd have to look in the manual. I don't want to right now. It's the last scenario. I'm leaving it for a while after this. Leave me alone. I don't even know what they all are right now. We have a 35 and then a 45 coming up. So that 35 is probably a junction for the track going back to a single track. And then we're going to cut to a 40 after, go back up to a 45 after that. Why we're 30 and after the 35 coming the other way, I have no idea. And we are easily on time. It's not even going to be 7:31 when we get this. We're just, yeah, we're getting our time back very well. We're getting all sorts of time back. So we maintain green signals. Timeliness bonus, thank you. The downhill will continue here. So this is the free part of the scenario right here. This is where you make your money. This is where you make your money, maintaining the speed limit. The rest of it's just easy. And in a train with the air brake functionality, you would not be able to tap to move the brakes back and forth like this without possibly running out of air. You'd have to do a different method, like the dynamic brakes or something like that. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Highway going overhead. But because this train, I do not believe, has the air brake functionality, we can go ahead and do this. So I'm going to abuse the heck out of it. Bring that back down just like that. Splendid. So the next cut bank goal should, or Piegen is the next one. Sorry, those two are close together. We're not close to Piegen at all. My bad. 750 is our ETA. We have to be there by 7:51. We're doing good so far. And then they gave us the uphill. Yep. It was inevitable. We get the uphill after we get the higher speed limit. Good job, game. Good job. As the back of the train crosses the signal, I'll go ahead and I'll release the brakes. We'll see if we can try and get up to 35 and then 45 very, very quickly. Here we go. Going up to 100% throttle so we can get as much as we can as quick as we can, because our time is now going to start shooting up again. And that range, you only got about half a mile, so that's not good. There's the warning sign for the other direction, slowing down. We are still gaining speed very nicely. This is okay right now. Even though it's a 1.3% gradient, we're low enough in speed that it looks like we're going to be able to gain some speed. It's 1.8 coming up the other side, and a very long freight train gets stuck at a 15, so we're pulling it off right now. This train looks like it's light enough that we can do the job very nicely. Didn't see the whistle board. We're not being graded on whistles anyway, it's fine. So I'm trying to remember it. I'm kind of hoping there's another downhill segment at some point, because that was very helpful for gaining some time. So just in case I don't come back before the new year, what are you going to do for New Year, guys? Again, you can use the comments to post what you are going to be doing if you want. Obviously, COVID is going to really have a hampering on what we can do again, because there's going to be limits on gatherings again. Some places are starting to impose that. Other ones are allowing all-you-can COVID hotspots. I assume many of the sensible people out there who might be watching me are not going to be going to one of those. But whether you do or don't, I'm curious what you're up to. I assume you're going to spend the night at home watching the big ball drop. Some of you might be able to go for New Year's Eve, but I'm actually curious in New York, now that the whole Omicron thing is starting to cause problems again, they might have to cancel the crowds again. I'm actually a little worried about that. It would be nice to see the crowds there, but if you can't have it, you can't have it. I mean, Omicron chose the perfect time to strike, right when we want to celebrate Christmas and New Year's. Good timing. Thanks, Omicron. Appreciate it. I'm considering going to get myself tested just to be safe, just before Christmas. I've had some nasty headaches lately, and I'm wondering if they might be related. For me, they are unusual, because I think I have a little bit of fever with them. So I actually am concerned I might have it, but I have to get some shopping done at the same time. So I'm going to have to go on the hope that I don't have it, because I need to get some food for survival for the next week as well. So whether I have it or not, I still have to get some food, and then I can coop up if it ends up I have it. 7212, there you go. Now, of course, I'm saying this, and of course, by the time this video is published, I'm probably going to be done Christmas. I'm probably going to know whether I've had Omicron or not. And if it turns out I do have, whether not even just Omicron, but just COVID itself, even if it's Delta or the basic variant, I'll know before this video anyway, probably, because I'm going to probably want to get that checked out. I want to get my booster anyway, and I'm eligible for my booster before this video publishes, so I'm going to be trying to get my booster. But I have to make sure I don't actually have the virus at the same time, because I think that might affect whether we can actually get the booster. Once you have the virus, it's too late. You can't really be boosted at that point. But once it's gone, then sure enough, get some immunity again. And I don't know what happens if you get the virus while you already have, or at the same time as you get the booster. If you get the booster, or even any shot at all, and you have the virus, does that help you? Does that actually protect you? That's something I don't know. So I want to get the booster, but I might I want to test and make sure I don't actually have the illness at the same time, because then there's no point getting the booster yet. And I'll have to call my mother and say Christmas is canceled. And so is New Year's. So we have a new speed limit coming up for 60. We can keep going up. That's going to kill our ETA. But it looks like there's a downhill following when we actually get into 60, or at least the ground flattens out from the looks of it. No, never mind. It's staying going uphill. Never mind. So we're going to struggle with the 0.9% uphill gradient. We are climbing it, but I wish it was a little more shallow at this point. I really do. This is not like Donner Pass where they found those flat stretches going up and you were able to get your speed back. You actually have to, hello. Oh, that's not a crossing, never mind. It's not like Donner Pass where you have those little flat stretches to get your speed back. This is straight uphill. There's no flat stretches. But then you find a spot where you go down into another community, and that's your relief point. Ooh, 1.0. I don't like it. I don't like it. Looks like we might be getting a downhill stretch coming up, though, or at least a chance to get our speed back. So I'm happy about that. I knew it wasn't entirely uphill from here. I knew that wasn't the case, because I did run into those stretches that were uphill coming down from up to Glacier Park as well. I think I found an uphill stretch even there, but there is a lot of downhill from the summit. No, there's more uphill. It's getting steep again. I don't like it. We were just stabilizing our ETA as well, but now we're going to have more problems. Darn it. Oh, that's a track protection system. Never mind. We don't need to do anything with that. Okay, we're up to 45 now, but now the speed limit's 60. Good luck. Good luck getting up to 60, boys. But we're at a 0.3, so we actually are gaining a little bit of that speed. It might not take long to get up there, actually. I thought it was going to be very steep after that. It looked like that one little patch that's right ahead of me there was going to be a steep hill, but it shallows out again right away. So this isn't actually too bad. This could be a lot worse. It has been a lot worse. You can climb the other side of the mountain. It is a lot worse. Whistle. And we're going fast enough that I should probably start blowing it right away. ETA is now 7:52. That's going to go down because I know that's at the end of the point, so we're okay with that still. We will be there in about 10 minutes, I guess. It's about 9 miles. So yeah, 10, 11 minutes would be the average, so 10 is probably correct. But we are gaining speed, so we're going to make it a little quicker if we can. Oh, what a miserable... I don't understand how it's raining. And look at the sky. It's clear. Like, where is the rain coming from? Where is the darn rain coming from? I don't understand. Why is it raining? Clear sky. But it's raining. How's my window view? No. No. Okay. Nah. We're actually gaining good speed here. We have flat ground ahead. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay, guys. I think we're going to be fine now. Once we get to 60, we just have to hold it for a while. And we shall be fine. Tail through the TMT. Yes, you shall. Getting up there. We're getting up there. Our ETA is still going up. I thought for a minute that it might have been frozen, but it's still going up. We're now at 57 miles per hour on a 0.0. So no hill at all. We just have part of our train a little bit on a back hill there, but we got another one coming up, a very, very small segment where it's uphill, but we're going to be at near our top speed anyway, so it shouldn't be a huge issue. We're going to maintain most of that anyway. And then we can try... Oh, never mind, there's more uphill coming. Okay, so much for that. So much for that wish. We're going to be pushing it again. Now that we're getting to 60, we can't really hold it. Darn. We are now 6 miles exactly from Piegen, Main 1 East. I don't know if it's Piegen or Piegen or how you say that, so I apologize. I assume it's Piegen because I think of an apple pie, and then Gan is just how I would sound that. But if that is wrong, please correct me. This would not be the first video I would have said it wrong. And I'll need to know for the future. So we're still losing time, but we are at our speed limit. We're just shy of it. So we need to get our ticker over the speed limit if we can. We're almost there. So just over the speed limit is exactly where I want to be. 1 mile an hour, or 60 miles an hour at this point. That's a mile a minute exactly. That's easy math. So we have 6 miles to go. We will be at our destination. Oh boy. We need to salvage some seconds here. And we have a downhill coming up. Excellent. Now that we've struggled our way to 60, we could have used that downhill earlier, game. Thank you. Good timing. Good timing, game. And we're still losing time. I'm actually surprised by this. Why are we losing time when we're over the speed limit? I don't think we're being measured correctly here. This might not be possible. This might not be possible, kids. I'm going to have to watch our speed at this point, so I need to cut the speed back a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and run these light brake applications again to just control the speed. Because if I adjust the throttle too much, it's going to cause all sorts of shenanigans with the engine, with the wagons bouncing around behind me. So I have to run it this way and try to maintain speed. But it's going to be hard because I'm going to be on a downhill with 100% throttle. I'm going to have to maintain that speed, that brake very, very nicely at this point. So I'm not going to let it go near 60.9. I'm going to run the brakes to get it paused somewhere. And right now it's perfect. I'm at 60.3. So I'm going to have to increase that brake as I continue down the hill. 60.4. We're now a full minute behind our expected arrival time. Good, this is not. Not good at all. I am not a fan of this. And our time for the next one is actually 1 minute later. We have to be, at the time we're going to arrive at east, we have to be at west. Oh boy. Hey, another train. I didn't see which one that was, so we're going to find out. Hello. 7211, there you go. We're going to have another uphill segment, it looks like. We are 2 miles away from Piegen, so we might actually be okay. We're still going to make this, I think. I think we're okay. Let's take the brakes off because we're going to go into an uphill here. I will control my speed after we get a few more decibels back. There we go. Not going to be good enough. We'll do that. Too much braking. I'm surprised it's responding like this with the brakes. I didn't expect it to be this easy on the brakes to just do up and down like that. That's actually kind of interesting. 8's probably too strong. Which is kind of weird because I'm at 100% throttle. 8% should not be holding the train that much. Six might do a good job. There's the goal ahead, and yeah, we're going to be a few seconds late, but I think we're still going to be okay with that. Now that the goal is getting really close, you can see that it's pushing, that we're pushing the task down. Actually, it looks like the second goal is right behind it. So they're both right there. That's probably 400 points right there. Yeah, there's east and west right next to each other, so this is going to be a quick one. This is a quick one. Get in there! Hurry, hurry! Sorry, my curling day is coming back to me. And those of you out there who are asking me, what is curling? Look it up. Bonus! Bonus! And I'm going to cut my throttle a little bit now. So Blackfoot is now, or not the throttle, I'm going to add the brakes, cut my speed. So Blackfoot is now our final goal, and I think we're going to have the same situation. Our ETA is now 8:06. Actually, we're going to be early for Blackfoot. So I'm okay with this. But I have a feeling we're going to get slowed down at some point, and that's going to affect us. Because you can see the uphill coming up right now. So we have 9 miles to go to get there. Yeah, there's no way it's 60 the entire way because otherwise we'd have 8:01 as an arrival time. So we're having speed drops. We're probably going to go down to 45 at some point, I'm guessing. So that's my hypothesis here, and we're going to see if I'm right. There's 60.4. Let's put a small application on just to control the increase. We will need to decrease again at some point. It's actually already trying to decrease. Interesting. Okay, that'll go up. That 3% break couldn't have been doing much. It's probably all the gradient slowing me down now. That's only a 0.4 gradient. It shouldn't be that strong of a gradient. Granted, I am going 60 miles per hour, so that might be related. Now we'll control our speed. Our ETA is now 807. Disappointing. I is disappoint. So as you can see, the signals are all green. I mean, if you're gonna have a timing this tight, you better expect green signals all the way. There shouldn't be anything holding us up here. If we see it's if the way DTG tends to time its scenarios, if you have a long gap somewhere where it looks like you're going to be like 4 or 5 minutes early, you better expect there to be a yellow signal and maybe a stop waiting for a service to go by, because that's what they're going to do to you most of the time. But sometimes you get a scenario where the timings are just in your favor, and that happens. I didn't blow for the crossing. I'll count that. Acceptable. There we go. Let's control that. The only thing that would really annoy me right now is the blind speed limit somewhere. That's the only thing that would annoy me. But from what I see, oh no, the house track, never mind, it's the house track, so we're going to be going, oh, speed limit change. I've dropped my to 37% for now. I'm going to put a brake application on to get down to 50 in time. Oh, I'm going way too fast down to 50. Let's try that again. Now I'll take the drop. Yep, I got control over this. We're good. That's a yellow signal. So it looks like part of the last run, or a little part of this last section is going to be under a very slow speed limit, because we're going to get a sign right here. That was not the sign. Oh, that was the 50. That's the 50 that we're in right now. Never mind. That's something else. Okay, let's go ahead and go to 100% throttle again to maintain speed. We have a 60 coming up. That 60 is probably not going to mean anything to us, because we're going to get shot down when we go into the house track. So we're going to get shot down. Take a quick peek at the map here. I'm going to try and do this very speedily as well. Notice where the house track is up here. So we're basically going into that track, and we're going to have to make our way down there. So we're going to get routed off the main line probably right there. So I'm just hopeful we get a speed limit for this house track where we're going to be going blind. We have to remember we can just stop anywhere inside the house track area. We have 4 miles to go. Our arrival time is listed as 8:07, so I think we're going about very slowly at this point. That's 2.5 miles, or that's a mile every 2.5 minutes, I think, or something like that at that point. No! I did a speeding! I did a speeding! No! 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 Oh well. You have to admit, for a first run, that was actually pretty good. For a first run, that was good. And you can see that the 1,000 points is possible. I proved my point here. We just have to make the last stop doable, and that's it. So I proved it's possible. I just sped. So as far as I'm concerned, my job is done. I did not notice I was coming into the side. I was coming into the speed that quickly, so that was my fault. It's not like the game did something to put me there. I did it. I had control. All right. Oh, we're going to have to really cut down. That's a flat... We're already getting the flashing red. This is a blind speed limit, isn't it? This is a blind speed limit. I can just tell. I can just tell this is going to be a blind speed limit. I'm watching for the speed limit ahead. I am genuinely concerned right now. You might be asking, where is this speed limit up ahead? Can I do that? Thank you. It is very far ahead, actually. What am I worrying about? Just speed up for a while. Why am I braking? Oh, there's the 15. We have a 15 coming up. Now we know. Now we know. I hadn't even reached the siding yet, but we have the 15. I'm going to have to slow down or hurry. Oh, boy. I was hoping for a 25, but we'll take a 15. Why not? Quite a drop from 60, that's for sure. Get up to 80% here. 81. Can we get down in time, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to try to minimize the penalty here. There's our goal right there, I believe. So it's not too far away. At this point, I'm going to cut off the brakes. Here we go. Oh, that was fun. There's that little bump from the Piegans just giving you a little love tap. Love tap. I'll stop. I was down a little early, so that's not going to help my arrival time. But at least I just have to stop somewhere in the yellow, and that's all I have to worry about. No, 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 no. No, we're not going to speed into that. I'd be more comfortable if I... There we go. That's what I want to see. Perfect. Looks like I'm on a maintain regimen at 15.7. This might be okay. I'm dangerously close to the speed limit. I'm not happy about that, but we are going down. Okay, we're fine. We are going down. So we've got a mile to go at 15 miles per hour. That means we're going to take 4 minutes to get there. And then we can just drop to a stop wherever we need to be on time. So there, 1,000 points is possible. I just spent. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So if you enjoyed this drive, and I know sometimes it can be stressful here, we talk about points all the time, so I apologize for that. But my goal is to show you it can be done. So if you enjoyed this drive, aside from that, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel and see what other stuff I'm doing here. I do UK, I do US, I do German, and I plan to eventually do some Japan and some China as well at some point. So that's some extra stuff is going to come in at some point. Oh, and Canada. That falls under US as well, according to DTG's classification. Interestingly, why Canada is... Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be doing stuff in all these places, and you're going to see stuff from Just Strange, you're going to see stuff from Armstrong Powerhouse at some point. You're going to see stuff from UK Train Sim, you're going to see stuff from the Steam Workshop, of course, and you've already seen some of that. So I'm going to show you whatever I can on this channel that I feel is interesting enough to play. I'm also going to show you all the various DLCs I picked up because I'm going to be busy showing you those for a while. It's going to take me a long time to go through and probably longer than the game will last, which is saying a lot since it's already lasted 14 years. I mean, by the time I show you all the DLC of this game, I'm going to be dead. There'll just be an ongoing stream of videos releasing on this channel, and you're just going to not know that I passed, and then I'm just going to stop releasing videos. It's going to be like, did he die? And the answer to that question will be if you see me on the Steam. I'm always online. I am literally always online, ladies and gentlemen. So if you ever wonder if why I'm not posting stuff, if you see I'm not actually online, I'm probably not there anymore. And then you'll have to look into seeing who can acquire all of my content, which might not be possible. Someone will get a lot of roots if they're allowed to do that. I don't think there's any problem with my junction here. We should be fine. Yep, junction's fine. So we can stop anytime now, but I kind of want to take it to the end of the house road. Is there a what's the signal up ahead? I don't remember. I didn't see a yellow. The signal up ahead is looking like nothing. Oh, a red. There's a red up here. Perfect. That's what I want to see. So the arrival time was 8:08, so we have time to pull in. And I'm going a little slower than I usually do. That's fine. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and burst it just a wee bit to see if I can maintain. I don't want to release the brakes at this point because I do want to slow down quickly when I need to. And the brakes already have control over my loco. So there you go. Are we really going to end on a bridge? Oh, that's genius. Be careful of the grades. Yeah, it wasn't the grades that got me. It was my stupidity. The grades are easy. Oh, hey, 60 ahead. Let's keep going. Not. So that's a 67, I said it was a 68-minute scenario based on the timing. So we're going into minute number 67. We're in minute number 67 right now. We're gaining speed, which I'm not happy about right now, so I'm going to avoid doing that right now. Let's actually cut the throttle down to a 12%. When I get to about a tenth of a mile from the signal, that might be the best time to stop. It's going to depend on the clock. I may be able to... I probably could have pushed it a little longer and made it all the way to the signal, but I'm going to probably stop a little bit before. It actually makes sense to stop a little bit before. We are in the siding anyway. I want to get off that crossing. So we can probably stop anytime after we're done that crossing. Yeah, we can stop anytime now. Not an issue. From a logistical standpoint, this is the proper way to stop. I was braking very quickly there, so I'm just going to go a wee bit further. And we're going to go ahead and stop here. This is close enough for the signal. I don't want to chance it. So stop. I said stop we shall, please. Stop. Didn't work the way I thought it was going to. Wiper off. I didn't have the headlights on, but we didn't need them. It was daytime. And we have stopped. We are done. Let's look at our train. So that's our last scenario in this. Let's turn the train off for now. This is the last scenario in this pack, and we're going to go ahead and explore other trains in the future. The SD40 Type 2, the GP38, the Heritage units, the Dash 9, which is going to be over Cahoon Pass. So we're going to do that one probably a little sooner because I want to see the Dash 9. That's the train I really want to use in some other scenarios, so I want to look at that one at some point. But we're not going to be doing Dash 9 yet because that's something that I will be bringing back on Cahoon Pass, especially for a certain workshop scenario and for some other scenarios. But yeah, I'm going to have to plan that. I'm going to have to get to Cahoon Pass. I do the 4 scenarios coming up, but they're the ones that came with the pack. They're not the DLC ones. I do have to get that Dash 9 though, and the SD75. Those I'm eager to see. In any case, good job, engineer. You have a brief stop for a priority train, so take a well-earned break. Wasn't really that hard. Well done. Thank you. Blast it. So yeah, 986. We had I did that stupid speeding penalty, or we had a perfect score, and that's an easy enough scenario that you're probably going to beat me on that when you get to play the scenario yourself. So that's an easy one. Set off even quicker than I did, and you're going to have an even easier time than I did. So there you go. It actually was not hard to control the speed on those at all, on those sections at all. It was actually very easy to do that. It was just a lapse of concentration. That's what always does it. It's always a lapse of concentration that causes the speeding penalty. I tend to speed in every scenario, even the ones I get 1,000 points on. Sometimes I end up redoing them. So I tend to get a speeding penalty on almost every scenario. So you are seeing that all the stops were done. 1,000 points was earned, but I lost 14 points. That's how it works. That's how it works sometimes. Anyway, we are done that scenario. I'm gonna like the 1,000 point scenarios though, because I know I don't have to speed on those scenarios. I'm very happy about those ones. When I get to those, I'm gonna keep those 1,000 points every time. But in any case, I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is for your part of the world. Like the channel, or like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can support my work on Patreon, and you can also donate stuff if you want as well. I'll take DLC if you want me to show off something, or if there's a certain scenario you want me to play that needs a certain train, you can get me that train. I'll accept it, and we'll play it. After I introduce the train, of course. And you can also join my Discord server and chat with me and other people who like this channel. And with that said, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world. If I'm not back before the new year, actually, because Cahoon Pass is probably going to be next, I'm just going to say now, have a Happy New Year. Even if we publish Cahoon Pass, I wouldn't have known I was going to be airing that in the new year. So keep an eye out for that in the future as well, coming up. And then we're going to probably do some more UK routes, because I have a lot of UK routes to get to. And a lot of Just Trains content that is mostly in the UK as well. So we're going to be looking at some of that stuff. In the meantime, I'll see you next time. I'm Cyclone. Bye-bye.